You wake up in the early morning light, stretch your arms, and gently swing your legs over the edge of the bed. But something feels different. There's no sharp pain, no clear injury, just this strange, quiet heaviness in your legs. They're slower, less stable, a little more hesitant than they were last year. You tell yourself it's probably just age, it happens to everyone, right? But deep down, a small voice wonders if something else is going on. Is this weakness really normal? Or is your body trying to tell you something? The truth is, after 60 leg, weakness isn't just a part of growing older. It can be one of the earliest signs that your strength circulation or nutrition is slipping, and if left unaddressed, it can set off a chain reaction of decline, dangerous falls, reduced mobility, and even a loss of independence. But here's the good news. Just because this is common doesn't mean it's permanent. In fact, once you understand the real reasons behind that loss of strength in your legs, you can start to take it back step by step, day by day. You don't need a gym membership, expensive supplements, or complicated routines. You need the right information, a little consistency, and the willingness to listen to your body. In this video, you'll learn the 5 most overlooked reasons seniors experience leg weakness after 60-plus practical ways to improve each one starting today. No fluff, no gimmicks, just clear research-backed strategies you can trust so you can move with greater ease, strength, and confidence again. Reason number 1. Sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss. You may not feel it happening at first. One day getting up from the couch takes just a little more effort. A few weeks later, climbing the stairs leaves your thighs burning sooner than usual. Months pass, and now a short walk that once felt like nothing makes your legs ache. You haven't changed much. You're eating mostly the same, but something's shifting quietly beneath the surface. That something is called sarcopenia. Sarcopenia is the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. It begins as early as your 30s, but it accelerates rapidly after age 60. According to data from Harvard Health, adults lose 3 to 8% of muscle mass per decade after 30. By your 80s, if nothing is done to counteract it, up to 30% of your muscle mass could be gone. That's not just a statistic, it's the reason standing up from a chair becomes harder. It's why walking around the grocery store feels exhausting, and why a small stumble becomes a serious fall. Many seniors don't realize they're losing muscle until it starts interfering with everyday life. But the early signs are there: a shrinking appearance in the thighs and calves, a heaviness in the legs that shows up by late afternoon, or a general sense of fatigue even after minimal activity. These aren't signs of laziness or just getting older. They're signals that your body is losing one of its most vital forms of protection muscle. The good news is sarcopenia isn't inevitable. In fact, it's one of the most reversible aspects of aging when caught early and addressed consistently. One of the most powerful tools, daily movement. Not strenuous exercise, just consistent, focused engagement of your muscles. That can start with something as simple as chair squats, which help reactivate your quadriceps and glutes. Seated leg lifts are another low-impact option, especially for those with joint pain. Resistance bands, which can be used even while sitting down, help maintain and build strength without stressing your back or knees. Even walking, yes, just walking, can make a major difference. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity showed that older adults who walked for just 15 minutes a day had significantly better leg strength and balance than sedentary adults of the same age. Walking keeps your muscles active, supports circulation, and strengthens both bone and connective tissue along the way. But movement alone isn't enough. Your muscles are living tissues that require fuel, and that fuel is protein. As you age, your body becomes less efficient at processing protein, meaning you may need more of it to maintain the same level of muscle. The recommended intake for older adults is around 1.0 to 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. For a 150-pound person, that's about 68-82 grams of protein daily. What does that look like in real life? That might be 2 eggs at breakfast, a serving of grilled chicken or salmon at lunch, a cup of Greek yogurt as a snack, and a hearty bean soup at dinner. Don't wait until dinner to load up on protein. Spread it throughout the day so your muscles have a steady supply of amino acids. This supports muscle protein synthesis even during sleep. You might be wondering, is it too late for me? It's a common concern. But study after study shows that older adults, yes, even those over 80, can rebuild muscle and improve leg function through basic resistance training and better nutrition. The key is not intensity. The key is consistency. Even if all you can manage today is standing up and sitting down from a chair 5 times, do that. Tomorrow, do 6. Your muscles will respond. Because the truth is, your body hasn't given up on you. It's just waiting for you to signal that you're ready to fight back. Reason number 2, poor circulation, peripheral artery disease. PAD. Sometimes the weakness in your legs isn't coming from your muscles at all. It's coming from what feeds them. Your legs rely on steady, healthy blood flow to deliver oxygen and nutrients to every cell. When that flow slows down or becomes restricted, even the strongest legs begin to feel tired, achy, or heavy. Over time, this issue isn't just uncomfortable, it can become dangerous. One of the most common causes of poor leg circulation in seniors is peripheral artery disease, or PAD. PAD occurs when plaque, a waxy substance made up of fat, cholesterol, and calcium, builds up in the arteries and restricts blood flow, especially to the lower limbs. It's often called a silent threat because many people don't recognize the symptoms until the condition is advanced. You might feel cramping in your calves when you walk only to have it disappear when you sit down, or your legs may feel colder than the rest of your body. You might even notice numbness or tingling after standing too long. These aren't just annoyances. They're red flags. According to the American Heart Association, more than 8.5 million people in the United States suffer from PAD, and the risk increases significantly after age 60. Worse still, PAD is linked to a much higher risk of heart attack and stroke. Why? Because the arteries in your legs are just one part of your overall circulatory system. If there's plaque here, there's likely plaque elsewhere too. So what can you do? The first step is to get moving, even if it's just for a few minutes at a time. Walking is one of the best natural ways to improve circulation because it encourages blood flow through the legs and helps keep your arteries flexible. Start slow around the house to the mailbox around the block. The goal isn't distance. The goal is momentum. Next, check your hydration. Dehydration can thicken your blood and make it harder for your heart to pump it effectively. Aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses of water per day and reduce your intake of salty processed foods, which can lead to fluid retention and swelling. Another simple but powerful habit: elevate your legs. Whether you're sitting in a recliner or lying in bed, raising your legs above heart level for 15-20 minutes a few times a day can reduce pressure on your veins and improve blood return. Warm foot soaks can also be beneficial. Not only do they relax tired muscles, but the warmth dilates blood vessels and promotes better flow. If you add a few drops of essential oil or Epsom salts, even better, it becomes a moment of care, not just a routine. You may be asking, what if I don't feel pain? Can I still have PAD? Absolutely. In fact, many seniors with PAD feel no pain at all until the disease has progressed. That's why it's so important to recognize the subtle signs like cold feet, slow-healing wounds, or a sense that your legs just don't feel right. And here's a crucial reminder: if symptoms persist, especially pain during walking, numbness, or discoloration, talk to your doctor. PAD is manageable when caught early, but dangerous if ignored. In some cases, undiagnosed circulation problems can lead to ulcers, infections, or even amputation in extreme cases. But this isn't a message of fear, it's a message of prevention. Because poor circulation like sarcopenia is something you can improve with steady daily action. You don't need medication to start making a difference. You need movement, hydration, a little time with your feet elevated, and an awareness that your legs deserve the same attention as your heart. Every step counts, even if it's a small one. Reason 3. Nerve damage, peripheral neuropathy. Have you ever stood up only to realize your feet feel like they're wrapped in cotton? Or walked across the room and felt like you were stepping on sponges instead of solid ground? Maybe you've noticed a burning sensation in your toes or tingling that creeps up your legs when you're trying to rest. These are more than odd sensations. These could be signs of something deeper, something affecting your nervous system. Peripheral neuropathy is a condition that damages the nerves outside the brain and spinal cord, especially those that reach into your arms and legs. It's far more common than people think, especially among seniors. In fact, it's estimated that nearly 1 in 3 people over the age of 65 experiences some form of peripheral nerve dysfunction. The causes are varied, but diabetes is the most common. Over time, high blood sugar damages the delicate walls of the small blood vessels that supply your nerves with oxygen and nutrients. Without that supply, nerves begin to malfunction. But neuropathy isn't limited to people with diabetes. It can also be triggered by chronic alcohol use, autoimmune conditions, certain medications, infections, and one that's often overlooked, vitamin B12 deficiency. B12 is essential for maintaining healthy nerves, and as we age, our ability to absorb it from food decreases. Symptoms of a deficiency can mimic or worsen neuropathy: numbness in the feet, weakness in the legs, or a pins and needles feeling that doesn't go away. Left unchecked, these issues can progress into serious balance problems and falls. So how do you fight back? First, take a close look at your diet. Make sure you're getting enough vitamin B12 from foods like eggs, dairy products, beef liver, and fortified cereals. If you're plant-based or have absorption issues, talk to your doctor about B12 supplementation. It's simple, affordable, and in many cases, life-changing. Second, limit or eliminate alcohol if you drink regularly. Even moderate amounts over time can worsen nerve damage or block B12 absorption. If your nerves are already vulnerable, alcohol is like pouring salt on the wound. Third, consider the power of touch. Gentle leg and foot massages can improve circulation, reduce discomfort, and even help stimulate nerve endings. You don't need a professional massage. Just 5 minutes a day with some warm lotion or oil can provide relief and support healing. Finally, movement matters here too. You might think it's counterintuitive to move when your legs feel numb or weak, but movement encourages blood flow, strengthens muscles around damaged nerves, and gives your brain constant feedback about what's happening in your body. Try simple seated foot raises, light toe taps, or supported leg lifts. Nothing extreme, just consistent signals to keep those pathways alive. A question I hear a lot is, if the feeling in my feet is already gone, is there any hope? The answer is, there might be. Nerves can regenerate, but they heal slowly, much slower than muscles or skin. Think months, not days. But small improvements are possible with daily effort, good nutrition, and early action. And even if full sensation doesn't return, reducing further damage is a powerful win. Your feet are your foundation. They help you balance, feel the ground, and react quickly when you stumble. When that connection fades, your risk of falling skyrockets, and so does the chance of injury. The takeaway: don't ignore the tingling. Don't dismiss the numbness. These are not just quirks of aging. They're your body's way of saying, I need support. And the sooner you listen, the better your chances of keeping your strength, mobility, and independence. Reason number 4. Spinal compression, sciatica, and herniated discs. When we think about leg weakness, we often assume the problem lies in the legs themselves. Maybe it's the muscles, the blood flow, or even a lack of nutrients. But sometimes the real source is higher up, much higher. Your spine, particularly your lower back, plays a bigger role in your leg strength than most people realize. And when something goes wrong there, your legs will be the first to let you know. As we age, our spinal discs, those cushion-like pads between each vertebra, can begin to wear down, dry out, or even slip out of place. This leads to conditions like herniated discs or spinal stenosis, which is a narrowing of the spinal canal. When this happens, nerves that run from the spine down into the legs can become compressed or pinched, leading to weakness, numbness, or even sudden give-way episodes in the legs. It doesn't always start with pain. That's one of the biggest misconceptions. People often assume that if their back doesn't hurt, their spine must be fine. But many spinal issues present primarily as leg symptoms, pain radiating down the thigh, numbness in the feet, or an odd sensation that one leg is weaker or slower than the other. Some people describe it as walking through water or having one foot that just doesn't respond like it used to. Sciatica is one of the most common presentations. It occurs when the sciatic nerve, the longest nerve in your body, running from your lower back down through your hips and legs, is irritated or compressed. The result? Burning, tingling, or sharp pain that shoots down the leg. In some cases, it can cause sudden muscle weakness or imbalance, especially when standing or walking for long periods. So what can you do if your legs are being weakened by your spine? First, avoid prolonged sitting. Sitting for hours at a time puts tremendous pressure on the lower back, especially if you're in a soft chair without lumbar support. Set a timer to stand up and stretch every 30 to 45 minutes. Even 2 minutes of standing or light movement can relieve spinal pressure and improve nerve flow. Second, focus on gentle, consistent stretching. Movements like the knee-to-chest stretch, cat-cow spine, stretches, and seated spinal twists can open up the lower spine and reduce compression on key nerves. These exercises don't have to be intense, just consistent. Perform them slowly with control and breathe deeply. The goal is to create space, not strain. Third, assess your posture, especially when sitting, sleeping, or using a computer. Rounded shoulders, forward head posture, and slouched hips can all place extra stress on the lumbar spine. A simple lumbar cushion behind your lower back can work wonders if you sit for long periods. And when sleeping, try placing a pillow between your knees if you sleep on your side, or under your knees if you sleep on your back, to keep the spine in better alignment. Some people ask, if I've had back pain for years, is it too late to fix my legs? The answer is not at all. While chronic spinal issues can take time to manage, your nervous system is highly responsive to small daily improvements in posture, movement, and spinal care. Even minor relief in compression can restore better nerve function to the legs, often in ways you'll notice quickly. If you experience sudden leg weakness, imbalance, or shooting pain that worsens with sitting or standing, it's time to get evaluated. A physical therapist or spine specialist can help identify if your spine is contributing to your leg symptoms and guide you through a tailored, safe routine for recovery. Remember, your legs don't exist in isolation. They're part of a larger system, one that starts at your core, runs through your spine, and communicates with every step you take. If your legs are sending a signal, it may be your spine that needs the attention. Reason number 5. Electrolyte deficiency, magnesium and potassium. Have you ever been woken up by a sudden leg cramp in the middle of the night? The kind that tightens your calf into a knot and leaves you breathing heavy, rubbing it for minutes before it releases. Or maybe your legs feel shaky after a long day even though you didn't do anything particularly strenuous. These symptoms might not be coming from your muscles themselves, but from something far more subtle, your body's mineral balance. Electrolytes are minerals that carry electric charges throughout your body, and two of the most important for muscle function are magnesium and potassium. They work like internal conductors, helping your muscles contract and relax smoothly. When these minerals fall too low, your legs don't just get tired, they start to misfire. You might feel twitching, weakness, stiffness, or even mild trembling. Some people report a feeling like their legs just won't cooperate. Potassium is essential for regulating nerve signals and controlling fluid balance in your muscles. A deficiency can cause muscle spasms, irregular heartbeat, and overall fatigue. It's not uncommon in older adults, especially if you're taking certain medications like diuretics or blood pressure pills, which can flush potassium out of your system. Magnesium plays a slightly different role. It helps your muscles relax after they contract. Without enough magnesium, your muscles can become overactive, leading to cramping, restlessness, and even difficulty sleeping. It also supports over 300 biochemical reactions in the body, many of which are essential for nerve and muscle health. So how do you end up deficient in these key electrolytes? First, dehydration. Not drinking enough water means your body can't transport these minerals efficiently, and even mild dehydration can throw your balance off. Second, diet. If your meals are low in whole foods like fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, and high in processed, salty items, you may not be getting the micronutrients your muscles need. And third, medications. Common drugs like diuretics, laxatives, antacids, and even antibiotics can interfere with electrolyte levels over time. Thankfully, the solution doesn't require anything exotic. Start with food. Bananas, oranges, avocados, sweet potatoes, spinach, and beans are rich in potassium. For magnesium, try almonds, pumpkin seeds, whole grains, black beans, dark chocolate, and leafy greens like Swiss chard or kale. Small portions of these foods throughout the day are more effective than one giant serving at dinner. Don't overlook hydration. Aim for 6 to 8 cups of water daily more if you live in a hot climate, or take medications that increase fluid loss. And keep an eye out for sneaky dehydrators like caffeine and alcohol, both of which can deplete minerals if consumed in excess. A question many people ask is, can I just take a supplement? You can, but food-based sources are better absorbed and provide additional nutrients your body also needs. However, if you're dealing with frequent leg cramps, fatigue, or have been prescribed medications that deplete electrolytes, a doctor-approved supplement might be helpful. Just don't self-prescribe blindly. Too much potassium or magnesium can also be harmful if not monitored properly. And here's one more simple but powerful tip. Try soaking your legs or feet in warm water with Epsom salts before bed. The magnesium sulfate in the salts can be absorbed through your skin, offering both muscle relaxation and a soothing ritual before sleep. It's low-cost, safe for most people, and often surprisingly effective. The bottom line, your legs aren't just reacting to how much you move, they're reacting to what's flowing through your system. Without the right minerals in balance, no amount of walking or stretching can fully restore your strength. Electrolytes may be invisible, but their impact on your muscles is very, very real. The beauty of all this is that you don't need to change your entire life overnight. In fact, the most powerful improvements often come from the smallest, most consistent habits. If your legs feel weaker, slower, or less dependable than they used to, start here. Give yourself a 30-day roadmap not as a challenge, but as a commitment to support your body the way it's been supporting you for decades. In your first 7 days, focus on just 2 things. Add a boiled egg or a handful of almonds to your breakfast for added protein, and commit to 5 minutes of leg movement each morning. That could be seated leg lifts, gentle standing marches, or a short walk to the mailbox and back. By week 2, begin including leafy greens, daily spinach, kale, or even a handful of arugula in your sandwich. Pair this with awareness. Pay attention to how your legs feel after you walk. Are they less tired? More balanced? Jot it down if you need to. The goal is not perfection. It's noticing the difference consistency makes. In week 3, add something restorative to your routine, a warm Epsom salt bath before bed 3 nights a week. This simple ritual relaxes your muscles, supports mineral absorption, and signals your nervous system that rest is coming. At the same time, drink 2 extra glasses of water each day, especially if you've been forgetting to hydrate. By day 30, take a moment to reflect. Has standing up become a little easier? Are your legs less shaky in the morning? Is your energy more stable? If even one answer is yes, you've proven something powerful. Your body is listening. Because here's the truth, your legs don't need you to be perfect, they need you to show up gently and consistently. Strength doesn't return overnight, but it does return in quiet, steady ways. A firmer step, a smoother climb, a new kind of trust between you and your body. You haven't missed your chance. This is it. This is the moment you remind your muscles, your circulation, your nerves, and your entire system. You're still here, still moving, still rebuilding. And they will respond. If this video gave you even one helpful insight, if it reminded you of something you've been putting off, or encouraged you to take that first small step, do me a favor. Give it a thumbs up. Not just to support this channel, but to help it reach someone else who needs this message right now. Maybe it's your friend. Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's the version of you from last year who thought leg weakness was just part of getting old. Leave a comment below and tell me, was there a reason that surprised you? Did something finally click today, or maybe you're already making changes? I'd love to hear what your first step is going to be. The comments aren't just for interaction, they're for connection. This is a space where your voice matters. And if you're not already subscribed, consider hitting that button. Every week I share simple science-backed tips to help you strengthen your legs, protect your joints, and feel more steady and confident in your movement again. No fluff, no overwhelm, just real solutions that work for real people. Because it's never too late to get stronger. And the best time to start just might be today.